with 4 games to play. However, going on a run won't be easy, as All-Pro offensive lineman Zach Martin just went on IR for at least the next 3 weeks, and he's become really the latest injured Cowboy to join the likes of Dak Prescott and Tyron Smith. Let's welcome in former All-Pro quarterback Antonio Cromartie. Antonio, does Dallas deserve an injury excuse for this season?
No, not at all. Why would you? Why? It's the NFL. It's always next man up. You don't get no excuses. I mean, their record was already bad before even everybody went down. So I'm not giving them an excuse, and nobody else should give them an excuse. I mean, why are we going to give them an excuse? Come on. That don't even make sense to give them an excuse at all. It's football. Injuries happen. Everyone got to step up. We know the job. We know what goes with it. So let's get prepared and go out the right way and go prepare and go win games. They're not doing that. It doesn't matter if they had everybody back. They still wouldn't have won any games.
He talked on Crow. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly?
Yes, I agree. I agree with 1,000% with what Crow said. Injuries are a part of the game. But last I checked, now somebody got out here when they signed Andy Dalton. And Crow, he listed off. Andy Dalton, in his first 5 years, he averaged 10 wins a season. He went to the playoffs. He's a three-time Pro Bowl player.
Fact.
I was like, hold on, wait a minute. But what I've learned to come to realize, Crow, is that if it's his team or somebody that he's rooting for, injuries should go into it. Because with Tampa, with the left guard, Allen Marpet, oh, he's out. That's Tom Brady's security blanket. He's the best player on the offensive line. Okay.
Fact. Fact.
No.
But what about walking to him? Hold on.
Who was walking to him? You mean give it to him?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you okay, give it to him. But let me ask you a question. Who's injured on the defense? When y'all gave up 307 yards rushing to the Cleveland Browns, who was injured?
Trevon Diggs.
He was there. Let me ask you a question. When you gave up 240 yards to the Arizona Cardinals, who was injured on the defense? He was there. So, Skip, I'm not going to let you use this. You, as Crow said, you were bad before the injuries started piling up. So stop making excuses. Go ahead and take this 4-12 record back, get the 3rd or 4th pick of the draft, and I'll see you next year.
4-12? Hold on, you gave them 4-12?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. They might win one more game, but it ain't going to be
against
tonight.
Who they going to win against?
Yeah, who they got, Skip? You know their schedule. Who they got? What's their schedule?
They're not going to be Washington.
It's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn.
Not only do my Cowboys deserve an injury excuse, they have the biggest injury excuses in pro football.
What's that?
They lost an entire offensive line of Pro Bowl players. They lost 2 Pro Bowl tackles, actually 2 All-Pro tackles. They lost an All-Pro center. And then right on schedule, when I least expected it, they lost Zach Martin in the first series against Washington, our arch rival, on Thanksgiving. Zach Martin, the best offensive guard who had turned to offensive tackle in all of football. You could argue he's the best offensive lineman in football. He went down, and I thought, well, maybe with all these days off before this game at Baltimore today, maybe he'll be back. And he's gone. He's on IR with a calf injury. So 4 Pro Bowl, or you could go all the way to All-Pro offensive linemen, are history for my team. My starting quarterback went down in the 5th game of the season. I thought I had a quality backup, and soon he went down and out, and I had to watch Ben DiNucci, a 7th-round rookie, start a game at Philadelphia, an arch rival in the division. And then I had to watch a cast-off named Garrett Gilbert start a home game against undefeated Pittsburgh. Are you kidding me? I even lost a Blake Jarwin that I called Shannon Jarwin in a nod to you, paying you the ultimate compliment, because I thought Blake Jarwin this year could turn into a Pro Bowl tight end.
But
and he was gone in the opener. Gone in the opener.
Dalton Schultz hadn't played bad.
He hadn't played bad, but he's just a guy. He's not Blake Jarwin.
Don't try to bring up Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah.
He almost beat Pittsburgh. That was a defense fault. So what you gonna say about that? You can't sit there and say, "Oh, I play a journeyman against Pittsburgh, and y'all had the lead. Y'all was up by almost 17 points."
Yeah, but timeout. The Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp has instructed me that Pittsburgh's wheels were already coming off against Dallas. Am I right?
But they didn't come off against you guys. Everybody's wheels about to come off.
They came back and won. Skip, you can't make these excuses. Y'all had winnable games to go out and go win, and you did not do it. It doesn't matter about injury, Skips. You're only as good as your depth. And honestly, your depth ain't holding up, the coaching staff ain't holding up, and your defense not holding up. You got the worst.
I want both of you to think about this.
In the NFL.
Okay.
Not only that, but your secondary is trash too, Skip.
Trash?
Yeah, you know it.
Trevon Diggs is not trash. He got hurt. He's gone.
Skip, he got toasted.
Listen, he's a splash.
For a while, he got toasted, and then he toasted him back. Did he not at Philly? Did he not just turn the tables on give it to him?
Yeah, and they got him back at the end.
You can't give up a touchdown and turn around and go get a pick and say, "Oh, he ain't giving up nothing."
Yeah.
It was a splash play. He make a splash play. He give up a splash play. You can't. That's not a win-win. Stop making excuses. Stop trying to look for a light. There is no light at the end of this tunnel for the season.
Do you realize that I have had to live with, for 2/3 of the season, 2 undrafted tackles, one a rookie and one a second-year player? Undrafted.
Okay.
Terrence Steele and Brandon Knight. One from Indiana, second year, one from Texas Tech, a rookie, have been my bookend tackles. How can you win a football game? They're at Baltimore today against that savage Baltimore defense. You think they're going to be able to block anybody, those 2 undrafted tackles I got? Who's worse off at tackle right now than the Dallas Cowboys? Nobody.
The Eagles.
Okay,
Nobody.
but
Not the Eagles. They don't have 2 undrafted kids.
Skip, but you got a quarterback that understands that defense, right? That's starting, Andy Dalton.
He's
right?
starting.
Am I correct? So he understands exactly what that defense is going to do. He understands the pressure. So you got a chance to possibly win.
Okay, well, he better be getting rid of the ball in 1.5 seconds or he's going to be on his back.
Well,
Okay.
Hold on, Skip.
Hey,
What about your defense?
Quarterback.
Well, I didn't like it to start the year. I just thought we could outscore people. I told you that from the start. I didn't like much about it.
But you can't do that.
Except they signed a whole bunch of free agents to beef it up and vet it up a little bit. Get some experience in there. And Jerry at midseason had to cut all 8 of them are gone from the roster because they all rebelled. They all mutinied on the new defensive coordinator, Mike Nolan.
Skip, he signed names and not anyone that would fit. He just like, well, let me get the biggest names that's available and put them out there.
Okay, I thought Gerald McCoy would be pretty good.
But
guess what?
He got injured.
He tore his quad.
Yeah.
So he's gone. What can I do with that? He was going to be the anchor of my defensive front, and he's out.
But all I'm saying is that I don't want to hear anything about injuries because a lot of teams have had
You
injuries.
just heard an earful of all my injuries. Nobody's been more injured than this
The
team.
Eagles, easy.
Oh, stop.
Skip, the Eagles have missed Alshon, D-Jack, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, Barrett Brooks, Lane Johnson, and the starting left tackle has been out.
And they've been in and out of the lineup. They haven't been gone for the year.
No, Barrett Brooks is gone. Lane Johnson's been in and out. Skip, they moved Jason Peters from left tackle to right guard to left guard to right tackle.
He's still
to the bench.
afloat.
To the bench. He on the bench.
Okay.
He became unplayable.
Yeah, I'll take him. I'll start him at left tackle tonight. Will you give him to me?
Yes.
We'll take him,
Yes.
Eagles. He'll be better than what we have.
He's going to probably go to the Hall of Fame, but he's unplayable right now.
You know what? The injury god said, it's not meant to be, Dallas. Sorry, waiting till next year. That's what they said.
The good gods said, you guys aren't any good.
So the good gods versus the bad gods.
Y'all aren't any good. Skip, why you can't just accept the Cowboys aren't any good?
Unfortunately, I'm talking to 2 Cowboy haters at the same time. And neither has been convinced because they are on deaf ears. They have closed their ears to the truth.
Skip, you won 3 games.
Nobody got hurt more than my team.
No, Skip.
Not meant to be.
Skip, think about it. Okay, when you had...
Come on.
Skip, Crow, you had everybody healthy, and you fell behind by 20 points the second game of the season. You should have lost that one. You had everybody healthy the third game of the season. You fell behind by 15.
And yet you want my quarterback to be paid $42 million a year. Thank you.
What about your defense?
Yeah. Well, what about it? I didn't like it going in.
You got D-Law making a lot of money. You got Jalen Smith making a lot of money. You got a lot of guys making dollars over there. You love Wolf Hunter. Oh, we got Wolf Hunter back.
Well, we got him back. And all of a sudden, we started stopping the run.
Skip, y'all gave up 200 yards to Washington on Thanksgiving. Do you remember that?
Do you realize we should have been tied with Washington going to the fourth quarter, and we lost the fourth quarter 21-0?
So what about your defense?
Two injured. We lost Zach Martin and Cam Irving. We had Cam Irving, a former first-round pick at left tackle. We lost him in the first series of the game.
Okay, which one of those guys rushed the passer?
We don't care about defense. We just outscore you because we got 3,000-yard receivers.
Okay, I'll score.
Yeah.
Okay. You better stop somebody at some point in time.
Oh, Skip, you said you were talking to 2 Cowboy haters. You're actually talking to 3. You know, I'm a part of the crew as well. I'm sorry. I don't know. You're delusional over there. Antonio, we appreciate you. We will check in again very soon. Next up, guys, could we see Jim Harbaugh return to coach in the NFL? We've got an interesting report that comes out.